Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. I'm Gabby, and
And
that's
I'm
Sarah.
Sarah.
And yeah, so I was saying before I hit record, I was supposed to hit record, I didn't. That last time Sarah got cut off, so you'll see it in the recording that she might disappear. That's okay, I'll continue. But we want to try and get through the content of the presentation and try and get your questions. So the ones that are on tonight, there is a chat room, and I think all of you discovered it. So if you have any questions at any point throughout the presentation, please just ask. We'll get to them right away, or we'll just wait until the end. So we'll see. So welcome to our webinar. And so we're gonna move right ahead. We got 60 minutes to go through you. Hopefully the presentation will go smoothly. And if you have questions, as I said, just place them or just wait until the end. So tonight we're going to give you a little bit of intro about Blissful For Laundry, what it is, and why we started, how we started it, and give you a bit of background on who we are. Then we're going to talk about the weekend. We're going to take you to Camp Kawartha for a few minutes and show you a couple of pictures, but also talk about the logistics of the workshops, the one-to-one sessions, and a bit more about what the weekend will look like. And then we'll go into how we're going to promote. Actually, it's a month today, so we got 4 more weeks to get a few more ladies in. So we'll tell you ideas on how you can help us promote within your network. And just give you a little bit of info what we want to do with Bliss after the weekend. As a community, as a network, within your communities or in Ontario as a whole, using, of course, our own line, but also trying to make it as present as possible. And as I said, questions at the end.
Awesome. So now my turn. So Blissful For Laundry it's actually a company that Gabi and I started last year in 2014. And it's focused on creating events for mind, body, and soul. And we try to make them as inspirational and life-changing as possible. We started it together, and Gabi will tell you a little bit more about how we started it together, but it was a shared dream for both Gabi and I. And it began with our first weekend actually at Camp Kawartha. So this is really fun for us this year to be able to go back for our first year anniversary and be able to hopefully have, we're seeing women from last year signing up, which is wonderful, and lots of new women too. It's going to be a new experience for them. Camp Kawartha is near Peterborough, and the feedback from last year's weekend was really, really positive. We had a number of really nice testimonials about the weekend. And so from there, Gabi and I decided, we started it not knowing whether it was going to be something we would replicate or we'd just do once or perhaps just once a year. But the feedback was so positive. There's so much positive energy around it and momentum behind it that we decided to do more than one a year. So this year, we are doing 3. We did one in June at Christie Lake Camp near Kingston. We're doing this one in September, and then we're doing one in November outside of Brantford, west of Toronto. And then next year, if all goes well, we're expanding to 7 events, 7 weekends in different regions around Ontario. So it's really exciting. And we're really, really excited that you're on board with us and on this adventure with us. So thank you for that.
Okay, moving right ahead. So like Sarah was saying, Bliss was born out of friendship and a desire to help. We both studied international development at Guelph University gazillions years ago. And we actually, when we met and, had an instant chemistry on Frosh Week. And so we became really good friends. And at some point, we both said, "Oh, we should really create an NGO together and save the world. That's what we study international development for." So fast forward, 15 years, you'll hear about each of our stories. But we got together again after yeah, 15 years basically after we graduated. I don't know how long ago was this, but yeah, about 15 years. And so we said, well, we did have this passion and this hope that we can work together at some point in our life. So why don't we really do it? And so we decided to, like Sarah said, let's try it. And it was something that I wanted to do in my own reasons, and then Sarah as well. So like Sarah said, we just decided to do it one weekend. We're both event organizers, sort of experts, and we just wanted to bring more women together with us. And this is how we started. And the rest is now history. A year in the making, and hopefully more years to come. Every time we think about, oh yeah, we want to do 7 next year, we're like, oh my god! But it is exciting to think that we can do it, especially if we build on this network. So I'll move right along and talk about a bit about myself. So I graduated from Guelph, and I actually did go along to work in international development. I became a humanitarian. I worked for the UN on and off as a consultant for almost 8 years, and I sort of traveled, most places, Latin America, Asia. I was stationed in Brussels in the UN before leaving. I did the Haiti earthquake, which was my last emergency response. So, and I loved my job. I loved it. It took me places. I met so many wonderful people, inspiring stories, and it just my life. I thought was complete, and but my marriage did not fit in that life. So I had to basically give up one of them, and I did. I had to. I separated from my husband, my ex-husband, now 4 years ago, and I thought that I was going to go ahead and do a career with the UN because that's what I really loved. But it actually didn't work out that way. So I left my husband and I left my work, and I'm not longer with the UN, obviously. And I decided to come back to Toronto and pursue something completely different, which is related to nutrition and health. And this is how I got involved with Bliss. I love food. I love cooking, and I actually done a couple of certificates to try and you know, get more knowledge in what I and how to practice anything to do with food. So I get to enjoy cooking at Bliss. And so that new career path has been very, very challenging. I do think about my job at the UN, and I miss it very much. And that's also been very both, like it fills me up with joy that I could actually think of going back one day, but at the same time, I love so much what I'm doing right now. So I'm always going to be conflicted. Anyway, so now I'm with someone new, and I'm getting married in hopefully in a couple of months with a new partner I met in Europe who's French, and so that's also been a bit of a challenge with language and cultural differences, but it's kind of fun. Just a bit of my background too. My parents are from Venezuela. I was born and grew up in Toronto. I still have an accent because I just travel the world, and it just keeps my accent very real and very, who I am. And yeah, so I love traveling. I love doing sports and eating and cooking for people. So that's a bit about me.
Mm-hmm. Am I still there, Gabi?
Yep, you're still on.
Okay, good. I stopped there for a second. I live in the country. That's what you can know. One of the things you can know about me, and that's why I keep getting kicked off because internet is not so great here. Gabi lives in downtown Toronto, so her internet's a bit better than mine. But me in a nutshell, I came to Bliss through a bit of a meandering path. I did international development with Gabi, so most of my work experience has been centered around international development issues and creating opportunities for young people in Canada to learn about realities around the world. So I've been for years writing resources for teachers and working with educators, doing public or professional development for them around global issues and how to teach young people about the world and get them excited and feeling like they can be active global citizens. So, yeah, I've been running my own business now, consulting business for 8 years, and I've worked with clients like UNICEF and UNESCO and World Vision, clients like that are constantly trying to teach young people about the world. So that's been really fun for me. But I also have children, which is another thing, and one of them is coming in now. Love, Mummy's on here. Could you please go? Thank you.
Can I have a cookie?
Sure, you can have a cookie. Yeah, on there as well, it says I'm a mother. I have 2 boys, and that picture was actually taken in Thailand. My husband and I took our kids to Thailand for 2 months, 2 years ago now. And I also went through a period in my life where, after I had my kids, where I developed. I went through a bit of a mental health crisis, and I realized I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And that part of my life was quite challenging, challenging for me and for my husband and for my small kids. But I came out of that a lot stronger and very determined that I be a positive role model for people, that people be able to see that you can live with what most people would consider quite a debilitating mental illness and be a productive citizen, be someone who is positive, someone who can contribute to the world and do good things. And so I also write a blog called Roots Before Branches. That's what you're seeing there. About my life, what it's like to live with bipolar disorder. And admittedly, I haven't been doing as much writing. I love to write. I love to make art, be creative. I haven't been doing as much writing as I would like to. It's funny, when life is going really, really well and just humming along, I don't get to blogging as much as I would like to. So I've been married now for 11 years. He's a wonderful man and a very big support to me. And yeah, I live a great life, and it's so fun to be able to work at Bliss with someone I love as much as I do Gabi, and we are a very good team. And be able to go to these events and see people's lives change and see these amazing women being courageous and making steps to have a better life and build back better after their own struggles. So what an honor it is to do Bliss with Gabi. That's me in a nutshell. And I guess I'm going to tell you a little bit about Camp Kawartha too. So Camp Kawartha is actually kind of neat for Gabi and I too. We went there this past April to the way we picked this venue actually was I'd been there 3 times before for a women's weekend that happens in April, and it's a wilderness women's weekend. It's for women who like to be outdoors. And this past April, I took Gabi with me so that she could experience that weekend as well. And it's just a really nice, cozy venue. It's not fancy. None of the venues that we use are fancy, and that's deliberate on our part. Because it just lets people, let loose and sort of just, be back in nature, unwind, relax, just be themselves. There's no pretension. Nobody needs to do their hair or get dressed up for this type of an event. And it also lets us keep the cost of the weekend down. We try our hardest to make it as affordable as we possibly can for women. We're not trying to reach the women that can afford to go to retreats, because there are tons of retreats out there that are available for women who can afford a $700, $800, $1,000 weekend, but that's not who we're trying to reach. We're trying to be accessible to everyday women. So we also do have bursary money that we often give out at each weekend to try and bring women to the weekend as well that can't afford to be there. So you can see by the photos, it's a very well kept venue. The cabins are really nice. They keep everything. The maintenance is amazing. They have a really, really awesome, full service, amazing kitchen that Gabi loves to work in. They also source almost all of their food locally as much as they possibly can. And so Gabi works hard to maintain those relationships. And so the food we serve as well at Bliss is as local and as close to the earth as possible as well. They have fun stuff like high ropes course, and we didn't do high ropes last year. We did low ropes, but this year we're going to give the big guns a try. And I don't know, I might even get up there and give it a try myself. I'm terrified of heights, but I think I should do it. And they have good facilities for presentations, nice classrooms for workshops. It's a great place. And it's outside of Peterborough, about 30 minutes outside of Peterborough, about 2 hours outside of Toronto. So it's a nice location as well, easy to get to for a lot of people.
Okay, right into business. So we've got here a sort of snapshot of the weekend schedule, and I think it's definitely available online. And it was funny. So I was away. I just posted a blog because I just came back from a 3 weeks vacation in Europe, and so I left everything to Sarah. And so when I come back, when I left, we're still trying to get all the presenters, all of you get ready, and so when I come back and I look at the schedule, like seriously, like I wanted to cry. Like I was so excited to see how amazing everything fit together, and like it's I'm so excited about this one. I mean, I'm always excited about every single we plan, but like it's just so beautiful how much you guys have to offer and how much talent there is. And so, the more I looked at it, and and I had to write a blog, and then I just posted on Facebook because it was really, oh, it's so good. It's so good when it's all come together, and then like each of you give a little bit of who you are into what we can put together. So yeah, I mean, take a look. We will have it. We do have it online, and it's 100% confirmed that this is how it's going to go. So what's important. Next, not earlier than that. We will not be ready. Kawartha actually gave us only a few hours to get ready before 6 o'clock, so we will not be ready. It has happened before, so please, do be there after 6 and tell your network people that you're bringing to be there after 6. That's very important. So throughout the weekend, we're gonna have, as you'll see in the schedule, a lot of different type of activities. So we have our workshops given by you, and we have activities as well, also mostly given by you. We have added, we recognized last year that we needed to give participants and presenters, because at the end you're also a participant, a bit of more time to digest in what you've learned, and also to share, just sit down and talk to the friend you've come with, or to a presenter, or to the new people you've met, to the new women you've met, and really time to go over what has happened over the weekend. And so we added what we call bliss time, and we're so excited about it, and we really try to keep it that way because we want to offer you so much. There's so much we want to, there's so much talent in Ontario. There's so many beautiful things that we can do. But we also recognize that the only way for women and for yourself, for ourselves, to transform and to really learn is to take time. And so if we didn't, if we packed every single hour, every single minute on the weekend, so it was not going to allow you to really digest and take part of your own process of taking in what you've learned at the workshops and people that you've met, and how much you transform over the weekend. So we've added the bliss time on Saturday, and that's free time where women can do, like I said, talk over it, or there'll be things that continue to be open. Last time in June, we had someone just want to offer more yoga, so that'll be open for everyone to do what they really want. Go back to bed for 2 hours, swimming if it's allowed, if it's still warm, canoeing, so many things that you can choose to do. So that's the new thing that we've added. As we added in June. Now in September, we're going to keep it. Then something that we encourage is the communal cooking. So what we ask is, an hour of cook or clean that you sign up for, that you'll do on the weekend. So you can pick to join me in the kitchen, which is quite fun, for either of the meals or to cook afterwards. And then we ask everyone to cook to clean at the end of the retreat of the weekend, to help us, get out of there faster. This time we have 4 workshop slots. If everyone stays with us, all the presenters stays with us, then we have 4 different chunks of workshops, and each chunk has 3 workshops, and so they're an hour and a half long, and we got 3 locations to do it at, and then throughout the weekend, together with the workshops and the bliss time, we have the one-to-one sessions, which will also be, mixed in throughout, after the meals, before the meals, during bliss time, right? During bliss time as well, I think. And then, and in the evenings. And then Saturday night, we have this time. I'm so excited about this weekend evening activities. And so we usually try to give women, you can go back to bed. Now we have a sacred fire ceremony, which was so beautiful last June. We have a sex talk. I'm so excited about that. And then the beautiful drummers that we've had last year. They're just breathtaking. The music and their how much they inspire and the energy they give. So yeah, that's our weekend sort of in a nutshell. And am I forgetting anything? I don't think so. We do try to do an evaluation at the end of the weekend, for presenters and participants, and for the logistics of the event as well. And that's it. You're back, Sarah, just in case you were wondering, you were off for a bit.
I'm back. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. So I think you mentioned some of these things, but so the workshops throughout the weekend are an hour and a half long. Did you already do all this?
Sort of. Yeah, no, I'm not.
That's okay. I think you got most of it there. We got the morning activities. They're an hour long, and some of our practitioners are doing a morning activity and a workshop for us. You just told us about the evening activities, which I'm also really excited about too. And Bakirabam, the drumming group, actually played at the Pan Am Games this past summer, so they're just on fire right now. So we're really, really lucky to be getting them coming to the weekend again. And you mentioned there's 3 workshop spaces. So one of the workshop spaces is in the main hall. It's called Rotary Hall. It's quite a large space. Then there's 2 classroom breakout areas, and all of those spaces have tables, chairs, a screen. We'll have multimedia projectors available in it. So you've all requested these things on your forms to us, and so we'll make sure that we have that in the spaces for you, ready for you. Flip charts, markers, anything that you asked for. The registration for the workshops happens online, and we're opening it imminently in the next day or 2. So people will be able to go online, look at all the choices, and then sign up for their workshop online. That way we can give you an estimate of how many people to expect in your workshop. However, know that people will also be signing up throughout the weekend. Inevitably, there will be people that will come on Friday night and want to sign up, or they might change their mind. These things happen. So the numbers that we give you aren't necessarily in stone. And it's always nice if you are able to give away takeaway items, whether it's something that you're handing out in your workshop. We do have a photo. It's great if you can bring some copies with you, and then if you need an extra 1 or 2 or whatever, that's no problem. You can use our photocopier, because obviously we're not giving you exact numbers, so no problem. But otherwise, if you are wanting to do a takeaway that we can also post online as well, we love that. Like follow-up videos after the workshop, or articles, or things that you want for us to be able to go back after the weekend to the participants and remind them of the things that you taught them during your workshop. We are always looking to build the content on our website, and we'll tell you a little bit about that more at the end of the presentation today. But yeah, be thinking about that as well. If there are takeaway things that you can offer and would like us to make available to participants through our website or other means, that would be great. Did I cover everything about workshops, Gabi?
Yeah. Well, the one-to-one sessions, as I was saying, they'll be sort of spread out throughout the weekend. They're 30 minutes long. Participants are free to book back to back. It's first come, first serve. So if there is a participant that wants to do an hour of energy healing, then they're able to, as long as the slot is available. They're going to be done out of cabins. And also depends, we'll see at the end of before the weekend how many participants we will have. But anyway, they'll be distributed throughout the site, throughout Camp Kawartha in different cabins or rooms if they're available. They're $30 per session in plus HST. And so we do ask you that if you have a number, to please provide us with your HST number so we can get that all figured out by the time of the weekend. And we understand that it's an opportunity for the weekend. The way we see the one-to-one sessions, it is an opportunity for participants to get to know a little bit more of the practice you do, each of the presenters, each of the practitioners. Not all presenters are practitioners, so the practitioners that really have an ongoing practice, it is one of our goals, and this is why we also come, we put together Bliss, because we want to highlight, like I said, the talent of amazing women in the province, and we want you to have as many sessions as possible. But it's proven, in September, last September, and June, that you need to limit your sessions so you can enjoy the weekend. This weekend is also for you. You also are a woman that, most of you suffer from that sort of super, woman syndrome. So we do want to allow you to also take in and learn from other practitioners and the other presenters for yourself and to enlighten your practice. So yes, you're welcome to do the 10 sessions, but it is a lot of work. And and then Jazz can attest to how busy she was last year, even though she enjoyed it. But it is a lot of work. So we just encourage you to just be mindful of that. We had limited this time to 10 because in September last year we just had way too many. And so just be mindful that this is, and remember that this weekend is for you as well. Sarah, we can't see you, so I'm gonna go on until you come back. I'll just talk really briefly about also the marketplace. We will have available tables for you, and it works out really beautifully. The June weekend, we had tables all around the main hall, and you have to bring your own everything, your decoration. It's your table. You can do. Sometimes you're gonna have to share the table because they're really long, so you'll have half of the table. But you're welcome to bring anything and everything you want to share. People gave stuff away at the table. They sold. They had sign up sheets for women to know more about your practice. So it's really very informal, but it could have a great impact into your business. So it will be on most of the weekend. We set it up on Saturday so women can come throughout the break, throughout their lunch break, during bliss time. It's mostly safe to leave everything out in the open for women. I worked out that last year that honest people will come and sign up and pay for what they have taken. So, but still be mindful of what you're giving out and what you're leaving out on the table. You're back.
Hi.
And I just finished the marketplace. So yeah, just to wrap up, just bring your own decorations and tablecloth and make that spot your spot and for women to know about your practice. I can go on, Sarah. That's okay, yeah, because that was now this is mine again.
Okay.
So, so to talk about a little bit of how we would ask you and appreciate your support in promoting. Um, I just signed in. It's okay. So we're gonna be sending soon a document that will help us promote the event. We would ask you to do it on your website. On our website, we have created a blog, and we've been trying to blog as much as possible. And we will put all of the presenters in workshops or live stories into our blog to be shared. So same with Facebook and Twitter. Instagram, we haven't gotten the hang of it yet, and I don't think it's gonna be ready yet. But definitely Facebook and Twitter and our blog, we're trying to be as active as possible. Um, we would ask you if you could share